Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite girl, Bo Vintage, and today's video is Basketball Wives, episode 6, okay? We're trying to get back on schedule here. I'm over myself just as much as you guys are over me too. Like, so over myself. So let's just hop right into this messy ass episode. The episode starts off with Shawnee, Evelyn, and Tammy in the car, and they are on their way to the Palm Spring trip that Miss Evelyn had planned. So while they're in the car, they ask Evelyn who's coming, and she just starts listing off names. And when she gets to Kristen's name, they ask her if she told her about the makeover yet. Evelyn said no, child. And so then Shawnee's like, you didn't tell her yet? And Evelyn's like clueless, thinking it's not going to be a big deal, but at the end of the day, everybody knows that nobody wants to be told they need a makeover. That's just, it is what it is. So Shawnee definitely thinks that it's a bad idea that Evelyn did not tell her yet. Like, maybe Evelyn should have told her over text or something to see if she would at least be comfortable with it, you know, not like, surprise, we're getting you a makeover. No. Tammy actually thinks that Kristen will be excited about it, because they feel as though Kristen really took a liking to Evelyn, and so maybe if she's a little bit like Jackie and she wants to fit in, she'll be like, oh yeah, like I'll totally do a makeover, you know, for fun. But that's not how it's going to play out at all. Evelyn also says that Malaysia's coming, and they're like, oh, you invited Malaysia, that's so nice. But then she's like, well, not exactly. Jackie really wanted Malaysia to come, so I told her she can let her come. And then they're like, oh. But it's not a big deal because they actually genuinely do like Malaysia, and they don't mind if Malaysia's around. So they're really happy that they got there first, because I remember last season they got to the resort late, and they actually got stuck with the crappy room. And so Tammy was super excited to be the first people to arrive so that she could select her room and be married. Once they choose their rooms, Kristen arrives, and they tell Kristen her room is downstairs in the dungeon. And I personally wouldn't want to go down there either, but once she got down there, she realized, oh, there's a nice bedroom here, this is cool. But there was also an air mattress in there. It was actually quite a nice air mattress. I think my mom actually has that one. It's like a heavy duty air mattress, and so she was just saying that needs to get out of here. And so they actually did remove the air mattress from the room because she had a bed in there. She didn't need that in there. Whoever got their last child was gonna sleep on that damn air mattress. So at this point, Malaysia and Jackie are on their way. They're in the car. They're just talking about it a little bit, saying that they are hoping that it's a good time, and they both think that it will be. When they finally pull up and they get there, they notice that Shawnee, Tammy, and everybody is making up the air mattress to look presentable. And I think Shawnee even said something that it's gonna look really welcoming and inviting. Girl, Malaysia is bougie as hell. She is not sleeping on no damn air mattress when she came to Palm Springs. Like, get a big enough room where everybody can have their own room, or at least separate beds. The bunk bed situation, not okay. And so Malaysia made sure to say in her confessional that she sure as hell is not sleeping on that damn air mattress, because there's just no way in hell. But I knew that before Malaysia even walked through the door, that she is not about to be the one to sleep on the damn air mattress. So yeah. So the girls show them in the unchosen room, and Malaysia's like, what? Because it was indeed a bunk bed. And Jackie's also like, what? Because they're just not here for it. It looked like a jail cell. Like, I wouldn't have been there for it either, but that's why you gotta arrive first. They obviously sabotaged, okay? They were sabotaged. Jackie actually comes back upstairs, and she's like, is that air mattress still available? Because I will be sleeping on that. I will not be sleeping in the bunk bed. Point blank, period. If I was Malaysia, my ass would have took a hike and went to a damn hotel or something, because last season, when Tammy and Shawnee didn't like the sleeping arrangements, they left. So Miss Bonnie Jill arrives. I actually forgot about her. When she walks in, I'm like, who this white lady? But she actually arrives, and immediately she starts talking about how her dogs are at puppy daycare, because she had to leave them with somebody, and you know, one gonna be her man. She had to drop her dogs off at puppy daycare so they could get their playtime in while she was gone. Someone suggested that they play Never Have I Ever. I think it might have been Kristen, to be honest. I'm not sure. And in my personal opinion, this game is just never a good idea, okay? Whether you are single, you know, married, engaged, just never play never have I ever, especially not on television, okay? Because you would just be embarrassed. You know, you don't have to be truthful, but the whole point of the game is to be truthful. So like if you play never have I ever and you lie, you suck. So you just don't play never have I ever, okay? Okay. And so they start playing the game and people's fingers are going down as the questions are being asked. And then Malaysia has this brilliant idea to ask if anybody has slept with a married man. Nobody wants to put their fingers down for this, of course, because these are supposed to be basketball wives, and well, 90% of the show, sorry, 100% of the show is no longer married or has never been married to a basketball player. So it's just like, these bitches ain't wives. So it wouldn't be surprising if anybody did sleep with a married man. I don't know why Malaysia had to ask this question, but everybody is looking around the table confused, and Shawnee and Shawnee and Tammy are both looking at Evelyn's direction like, bitch, you better put your finger down because you damn well know he was married. And so in confessional, Tammy's like, she is gonna need Evelyn to stop lying because she damn well knows she slept with a married man because it was her husband that she slept with. And I was just like, oh, okay. Well, this is awkward. And so Evelyn, of course, did not want to admit that she was indeed, or that she had indeed slept with a married man. She was trying to like say he wasn't married. But for the sake of Tammy, Evelyn was a good sport and said, yes, I did sleep with a married man. And she did put her finger down. But it was really, really intense and awkward at first. And so I was really hoping that it didn't escalate, because I'm just like, frig, they just patched their shit up and now all of a sudden they're gonna be beefing again because Evelyn didn't want to put her finger down during the game of what's this game called, child? Don't ever play this game ever in your life.com. Like, really? So I was relieved that she just did it for the sake of Tammy saying like he was married. Put your finger down. I think Evelyn's whole thing was she doesn't know the rest of these people like that, and well, Evelyn has convinced herself that Kenny was going through a divorce, therefore he was not married. Even though Tammy has told her, I did not file for divorce until 95 or 90, whatever. Regardless, if he was separated, going through the divorce, at the end of the day, he was still married. And so that is why they are saying he was a married man. I mean, if you are going through a divorce and you decide you want to start dating, I don't see what the problem is. Like, if I was going through a divorce and I was like, well, shit, I want to get my dating on, and my husband, who's soon to be my ex-husband, wants to get his dating on, why are we going to fight each other over that? Why is it a big deal? I don't understand that. Why they make it such a big deal. If you're going through a divorce or if you're separated and you choose to date other people, I think that's totally fine. Like, if there is no point of reconciliation, why can't your husband go out and sleep with whoever he wants to? Why can't the wife go out and sleep with whoever she wants to? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not traditional, but okay. Yeah, I just think that Evelyn didn't want to be judged. That's why she didn't want to put her finger down, because nobody else at the table put their finger down about sleeping with a married man. Had Sanaya been there, Sanaya would have had to put that finger down, and then Evelyn wouldn't have been the only one, but she wasn't there. So yeah. So after they play the game, Malaysia opens up and says that she misses Brandy, and she basically asked the table if they miss Brandy as well, for those that knew Brandy or know Brandy, and everybody says no. We don't miss her, we don't like her, we don't want to see her, we don't care that she's not around. And of course Malaysia's gonna be hurt by this because it's her BFF for life. So she just was a little saddened by that, and so she's trying to push for Brandy. But like, you have to accept when people don't like your friend, they don't like your friend. If they don't want to be around her, they don't want to be around her. And I could totally see why. I said it in the last episode why I remembered why I couldn't really stand Brandy at some points, because she's just bitter. So then Tammy goes into depth, and she doesn't really have to. She starts explaining to Malaysia why she feels as though she doesn't want to be around Brandy, and her reasoning was that she feels as though what happened in Portugal is partially to blame Brandy for, and the reason is because both her and Duffy were like cooling on the situation, but then Brandy was in Duffy's ear saying, you gotta represent Dallas and blah blah blah. And so I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not gonna watch the old season back to figure it out. Either way, this is what Tammy's saying. She's basically saying that if it wasn't for Brandy in Duffy's ear, Tammy wouldn't have been put in a situation where she could have almost gone to jail in a different country for acting out of pocket, not out of character, child, because that is her character, but out of pocket in a public place. Like, in different countries, that stuff is not allowed. It might be allowed in America and Canada, but child, you cannot be acting belligerent and like trying to fight in the streets in certain countries. You will get locked up, and you have to figure out how you getting out of jail in a different language, bitch. You don't want those problems, and so that's why Tammy was upset. But at the end of the day, Tammy's a grown-ass woman. We'll give her the benefit of the doubt, because she did try to walk away from the situation and it just kept escalating, even though she tried to walk away because they wouldn't leave her alone. So I'm not gonna say Tammy should have just walked away, because she is older and she's supposed to be more mature. But maturity does not come with age, so we can't even put that on her. And also, like, if you keep provoking somebody, eventually they gonna snap. Y'all don't watch TV? Like, people get murdered for less. So it's just like, leave Tammy alone, okay? That's all they had to do, and Portugal would have been a good old jolly time. If they weren't all so petty, this group dynamic would be a lot better. This is why I like Married to Medicine and not this damn show, because all these shows make black women look horrible. That's why I love Married to Medicine so much, you guys, because Married to Medicine, like, even though they have their little drama, it's still an empowering show, because we get to see female doctors, 1, 2, they black, and other business owners and whatever. Like, that's why I love Married to Medicine so much. And their drama isn't really that deep, but the show is still entertaining without the New York flavor of love type drama. You know what I mean? And so that's why I like that show. But this show right here, no. So yeah, moving on. In the next scene, Jackie actually says, let's have some mimosas again. And I'm like, either all these bitches is dumb, or nobody wants to correct Jackie, because why are they allowing her to say mimosa? It's literally mimosa. There is no R or E in the word. Why is she saying mimosa? How you gonna ask for a drink and you don't even know what it's called? Like, I can't with Jackie. They go out on the patio, and there's a little waiter guy, and he's coming to deliver their orange juice, champagne, and wine glasses, or champagne glasses, so they can make the mimosas. And so right when they start whispering about how he's cute and he's walking like to deliver the stuff, this man dropped all the glasses. I said, oh, this man sexy just went out the window. Like, I was so embarrassed for him. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I had no words, because I'm just like, that is so embarrassing. How are you gonna be bringing the glasses to the ladies and drop them? Like, literally, like, I think there was only 2 glasses left on the tray once he put the tray down. Oh my gosh, it was so embarrassing. But yeah, he broke all the wine glasses. I hope that did not come out of his check. They're sitting there, they're waiting for their breakfast to come out, and Kristen actually asked what's on the agenda for today. And so Evelyn's like, oh, well, I had this really great idea. I wanted to give you a makeover. So I was actually wrong last week when I said that Evelyn didn't say it to Kristen in front of everybody, but the way that they edited the trailer made it seem as though it was just her and Kristen on the balcony, and then Kristen freaked out about it. But that's not what happened. She said it in front of everybody. Everybody knew except for her that she was getting a makeover, and so that is a part of the reason she was very upset. Chris actually stopped sipping her drink because she's just like, she's pissed. There's no other way to describe her but pissed. She was upset. Evelyn's smiling because she's not aware yet that Kristen's pissed. And so Kristen is kind of caught off guard by the whole thing, and she asked Evelyn, like, where is this coming from? So then Evelyn tells her, she's like, I think you're beautiful, but I want you to be like super bomb. Like, I feel like you have the potential to be super bomb. She's basically saying like she wants to help her achieve that next level of sexy. At this point in Kristen's mind, she's thinking it has to do with her weight. She's not thinking that she's dressed in biker shorts to a vineyard. Like, you know what I mean? She's not thinking that that's a big deal, or the way she dresses is a big deal. Even she feels as though she's dressing for her weight, but like, I think in Kristen's mind, she's a lot larger than she is, and I can totally relate to that. But there's still people that are big and bigger than Kristen that dress like, oh my gosh, like I wish I had a closet like that, you know what I mean? So it has nothing to do with your weight when it comes to dressing for your body type. It has nothing to do with your weight. Like, you can find and dress really nicely no matter what size you are. Evelyn tells her, like, I brought in a stylist, she should arrive soon so that you can go inside and, like, you know, figure something out with her. Kristen said that her weight gain is from dealing with her miscarriage. And there is some tea coming out next week about this damn miscarriage, child. I said, oh no. But I'm not going to talk about that yet. Some of you guys probably already know what it is, but I'm still not even going to mention it. Y'all can talk about it in the comments if you want to, but I ain't going to say what it is. But like, I'm like, this, if that's true, this is not cool. But whatever. So she's thinking it has to do with her weight or whatever. And so I was just like, no bitch, you just dress ugly. Like, you need a little bit of swagger, you know? And so that is the main thing with Evelyn. Evelyn just wants her to be the best that she can be. She's really upset to the point where she needs to take a breather. So she walks away. She's like, excuse me, ladies, and takes her little breakfast. At this point, she don't even want to eat because she feels like she fat. So she walks away with her breakfast and her little drink. And then shortly after that, Jackie gets up to follow her to check on her. So once Jackie and Kristen return to the table, Kristen explains that she dresses for her weight right now. And so Evelyn says, look, I understand that, but this has nothing to do with your weight. I am just trying to like vamp up your actual style. See, the word style ain't got shit to do with weight, okay? Absolutely not. Evelyn's just telling her, like, I think this can be a really good thing. I wouldn't have brought it forward if I didn't think so. Right at this moment, Sanaya, the stylist from the last episode that was written into the damn script like Pirates of the Caribbean, came and she introduces herself to everybody, or she gets introduced to everybody, and she introduces herself to Kristen. Kristen is not impressed in the least because Sanaya has on like this army print jacket or camouflage print jacket, but it has like a faux fur collar, and so she shaded her in her confessional and said that she had like some ghetto fur glued to the collar of her jacket. And I said, oh Lord Jesus, the fur was ugly, I ain't gonna lie. Like, who the heck puts fur like that on an army print jacket? I don't understand. I don't get it. They basically catch Sanaya up and let her know what's been going on. And she says to Kristen, well, Jackie said you would go off, so are you offended that, you know, she wanted to do this for you? And so right when she said that, Kristen looks over to Jackie in disgust, child, because she was just like, hold on, Jackie, you knew about this? You said you didn't know anything about this makeover. So here Jackie is now caught in one of her lies, and I said, this ain't nothing new. Jackie been lying, been getting caught in her lies, trying to like beat around the bush. Just say that you said it, you know? And so she actually did. She did say, I did say that. But then she's like, but you told me you didn't know anything about it. So how did you say that but you didn't know anything about it? That don't make any sense. So now at this point, Kristen's pissed at Evelyn. She's pissed at Jackie because she feels like Jackie should have told her. And she's also worried about this whole experience. Anyway, Sanaya's here, so she's just gonna do whatever, go inside and handle business, you know? So she goes off with Sanaya inside. So while they're inside, Sanaya is actually giving Kristen a little pep talk, but it is not the greatest pep talk, you know? And so Kristen is getting even more upset, and I would be too, because the things that Sanaya was saying was just out of pocket. She was reaching. I was just like, where's this coming from? She assumed that Kristen was broke, and she made it a point to say, like, sometimes, you know, you may not be able to afford luxury brands and blah blah blah, so I'm gonna show you how to style yourself on a budget. So Kristen's offended. This is the first dig that she took at Kristen, and Kristen's just like, what? Like, who told you I was broke? Like, you know what I mean? And so obviously she's gonna think that Evelyn said something along those lines to her, but I don't think that's the conversation that Evelyn had with Sanaya. I think Sanaya was just assuming that, but I'm like, that's a little wild to assume of somebody that they's broke, and that maybe she was just maybe she was just saying that based off of how she dressed or looked. I don't know. Maybe she was saying it because she wasn't getting paid by Evelyn Chow. She was just getting a little spot on the show. I don't know. Either way, hot mess. So then, in her confessional, because she was pissed, she called Sanaya this big bitch. And I said, baby girl, okay? Now, I ain't gonna say nothing too much about that, but in Bad Girls Club, when Seven kept referring to Kiki as fat and big and all these things, I was like upset about it, because I'm just like that's like, why are you saying that? And so now we have Kristen, who is no size 0, size 2, size 4, size 6, size 8. Okay, I don't even know if she is size 10, but she does not have the right to be calling Sanaya a big bitch, even if Sanaya is offending her right now and saying you might be broke. I don't know if it was a dig for a dig, child, but I'm just not here for the fat thing. Like, just don't do it. Just don't. Because how is a fat person gonna call another person fat? How? Let me know. I hate that so much. And then when somebody that's not fat calls a person fat, it's just like, why? You're so much better because you're not fat? Like, shut up. So I'm just not here for it, but whatever. The other girls come back inside now to check in on what's going on. And Evelyn talks to Kristen, and Kristen's getting a little emotional. Sanaya has a big, pink wig and a blue wig, or is it red wig, child? I don't even know, on the bed, and like, she's doing a lot here. I thought she was just coming to style, but she was like, when I come to style, I bring hair, I bring makeup. She did have a makeup artist. I bring this, that, and the third. I bring it all. I do it all. That's what I do. I personally felt like it was a mess. A good stylist is gonna research the person they're styling and gonna try to like incorporate their already, you know, maybe casual style into what they should dress like, or what, you know, they're gonna bring out elements of them, elements of the person they're styling into what they choose or grab for them to wear. Sanaya didn't do that. Sanaya is dressing people like how she wants to dress, okay? That's all she does. She's not a true stylist, in my opinion, because she was in there talking about she feels like her and Kristen are both ghetto chic girls, and I'm just like, Kristen don't seem ghetto chic to me. I was just like, what stylist would use ghetto as a girl? Bye. I can't deal. At this point, when Chris is talking to Evelyn, Chris is basically saying like how she's insecure about her weight, and all of these things that are happening right now are triggering all of her insecurities based around the weight that she's gained off of this miscarriage. So Evelyn reassures her that it has absolutely nothing to do with her weight, and Sanaya co-signs. She's like, nobody ever brought up your weight to me. Of course we're gonna dress you for size, but like, your weight had nothing to do with anything. It was just, it's solely based on how you dress, your style. That's it. Sanaya, I don't know if she got word vomit or what it is, but like, she decides she wants to open her mouth again when nobody talking to her and say something along the lines of, I saw a meme the other day and it said, sometimes you're not ugly, you're just broke. That was the second time she called her broke. And I'm just like, does she know this girl or from somewhere? Has she heard things about her? Like, why is she calling her broke not once but twice, or even suggesting that she's broke? Like, I'm confused. I was very confused by this. So at this point, I'm thinking Sanaya's just crazy. She's crazy. There's no other way to describe it, because who can talk to a client like this? Like, she's, at the end of the day, she's supposed to be your client. Even though she may not be paying you, I'm sure somebody is. So why are you speaking to her in this manner? So then Sanaya goes as far as to say that homegirl ain't got no style, and so that's why she's here to help her get some style. And so when people call her out on that, she's saying, when did I say that she didn't have style? I never said that. And I was like, this girl and Jackie would be best friends, because they both seem to have Alzheimer's, okay? Saying things didn't happen when they did. I just can't. This bitch was legit suffering from memory loss. Like, the joke is, after Kristen had left the room, she said it again. She said she doesn't have any style. And I was just like, but you just said that you didn't say that. After you just said that, now you saying it again. Are you gonna say that you didn't say it again? Like, I'm confused. Chris ends up walking away because she's just heated. And she's really upset, and in my personal opinion, I feel like she should be. I would be pissed too. So Evelyn, Jackie, and Tammy and Shawnee are all trying to explain to Sanaya what she just did wrong. And Sanaya is delusional, okay? She thinks that nothing she said was wrong, nothing she did was wrong. You know, she feels as though she's professional. I said, bitch, swear. Professionalism is not a part of her job description, okay? I'll tell you that right now. After watching her on this show, if I had money, I would make sure to have any stylist in the world but her, okay? Facts. Dead ass me. At this point, Evelyn tired of Sanaya, so she goes to go find Chris to talk to Chris because this is all essentially Evelyn's fault. Chris thinks that Evelyn might have said something to Sanaya to make Sanaya think that she was broke. Evelyn basically tells her, like, I don't know why she would think that. I would never say anything like that. You know, I would never do that. And that she doesn't know why Sanaya is acting the way she's acting. So Jackie brings Sanaya in now to talk to Kristen, I guess to apologize, but not really. And I personally felt as though when she said, let's go find them, that it was going to be a bad idea. But this show is based on bad ideas. So Evelyn is in the middle of apologizing to Chris, and then right when she's like trying to say something about, I think she was about to say something about Sanaya, and then Sanaya walked in, and then Evelyn just burst into tears. I felt as though it was like a scary bitch move, like it was a little tactic. I'm like, she crying on cue right now because it was like she didn't want to finish what she was saying. Like right when Sanaya busted into the room, she just shut down and started crying, and she's saying, I would never do that. And I was just like, what is going on right now? So Evelyn crying, Chris is crying, yeah, everybody crying. I'm over it. I did not come all the way to Palm Springs through the television to do this right here. I thought they was gonna be swimming, you know, enjoying the water, getting a sugar daddy child. I thought that they was gonna be doing it all, but they wasn't doing anything. Sanaya walks in to clear the air, and she is trying to make Kristen know that she had no idea that, what is going on right now outside? She had no idea that Kristen even had a miscarriage, and she had no idea that she had recently gained weight or anything like that. She's like, that was never brought to my attention. It was never a part of this. And oh, it's lightning chair. So yeah, at this point, Sanaya, anything she says is not going to make the situation better. So it's best that she just shuts her mouth and moves on. Like, walk away, girl. Like, you're not needed here right now. I'm so sorry about it. Like, she just made it worse. She really did. Kristen cries even more and walks away. She's like, I don't even want to be around Sanaya right now. Like, get her out of here. I'm over her. At this point, Kristen's beef is with Evelyn because Evelyn is the one that brought Sanaya here in the first place and didn't tell her and ambushed her basically. Evelyn goes to apologize to Kristen one more time, and Kristen does forgive her because she's just giving her the benefit of the doubt. She's saying, Evelyn's saying it's coming from, it was coming from like a wholesome place. It was coming from a place of love, and it wasn't supposed to be malicious in any way. And Evelyn made that clear the whole time. She said, I really like Kristen, but her style is, you know, she's like, even though I made fun of her biker shorts, I still really like the girl, and I just wanted to help her improve her style. That's it. It wasn't because she's fat. It wasn't because this, that, and third. It was just that she needs to learn how to dress for the occasion, dress for herself, and to look presentable at dinner. That's it. So they're all sitting at the table now, and Sanaya actually tries to give the makeover to Jackie instead, but Jackie's like, no, child. I am not taking a makeover. Jackie needs one, but whatever. And so I was actually hoping Jackie took the makeover, but she refused profusely. And so Jackie actually says to Sanaya, like, you're staying, right? Basically saying, like, you staying for the night or whatever, like, Like, are you gonna stay for the rest of the trip? And Sanaya obviously agrees. And at this point, Chris is looking over down the table at Jackie like, are you for real? Like, you really just asked this girl to stay when you know I don't even want to see her face right now? Like, I don't want to be around her. She upset me. She's rude. Like, why are you inviting her to stay for the rest of the trip? I don't understand. So Kristen was pissed at Jackie for that. So in this last and final scene, the girls go out to dinner. They leave the little hotel room or wherever they are, this little bunker that they're staying at, and they go out to dinner. Jackie asks Sanaya who she's dating right now, and Sanaya says that, you know, she's like, like she's not really dating anybody, she's single and mingling. And then Jackie asks her, well, have you ever dated a basketball player? And then she's just like, of course. And I was just like, oh, well, spill this tea, babe, because inquiring minds like to know who you were dating. Okay, and so everybody at the table now is tuned in, and she is like rambling about how she dated at one point she was dating the top person in the NBA. And so they were like, oh, top person. I was like, oh my god, this is so funny. So yeah, she was like saying how she dated the top person in the NBA, and so everybody's trying to like figure who it is because she's not saying the name. When she said top person, a few names come to mind, but it really would depend on what year we are looking at, because if we're looking at a recent year, oh, and she also said that the person that she was dating had 3 kids with his baby mother. She made it a point to say that the person that he had children with, he was not married to her even though they were still together. And she was openly dating somebody that was in a relationship with somebody else. We're not going to get into that. But what she did say was that the person had 3 kids. And so there's a couple people that come to mind. But I really don't know how many kids people have when it comes to basketball. But the tea on the internet is the person she's talking about is Allen Iverson. Girl, get over yourself, because that was a long time ago. She had me Googling Sanaya courtside, okay? I was Googling Sanaya courtside to see who the hell was taking her to these basketball games, but I did not find any pictures of her with any athletes. And so what I did see on the internet was old tweets from her talking about Allen Iverson and shouting out his wife at one point, which was just so tacky and just so disgusting, and saying, but I don't know if it was like a fantasy thing where she thought she was messing with him and she really wasn't, because her tweets were really iffy. So I don't know, but that's the person that the internet is saying. I seen Amari Stoudemire's name there. Did I say his name right? Stoudemire, I don't know, okay? Ooh, the lightning. It was really pretty just now. It's not raining though. It's just lightning. Anyway, it's gonna start to rain right now. You guys hear the thunder? Anyway, somebody said his name in the comments. At one point, because Shawnee was in her confessional saying, let's just say I know who she's speaking of. Girl, you are most definitely a homewrecker. And so at one point I was thinking, okay, was it Shaquille O'Neal? And then I'm not sure, Chad. It could have been Michael Jordan for all I know. Either way, she was messing with somebody that was in a situation, so we don't have respect for her. She's a jubby. So at this point, everyone at the table is looking at her crazy because she is just drunk. First of all, she's wasted, and that's why she's going on the way she's going on about this. She was just like, she loved him. She really loved him. And so Jackie was like, oh, like, Jackie was basically giving her the pass, but I'm just like, Jackie, you damn well know if Doug was cheating on you with some girl and that girl all of a sudden said, oh, I love him though, you wouldn't be okay with that. So why are you saying like, oh, she loved him? Like, shut up, please. Yes, babe?
You want to watch the thunder and lightning with me?
It's beautiful.
You think that?
Yeah. What?
I missed it.
You missed me? Why? I thought you were watching a movie. It's finished? Is your movie done?
No.
Oh, my mom's on the phone. So you paused it?
No.
What are you doing?
I paused it because I came on bad.
Babe, my battery's dying, okay? So I need to finish this scene.
Look outside, look outside.
I know, piss off. Okay, bye, babe. So yeah, at this point, Sanaya's crying her eyes out, and I'm embarrassed because she look a hot mess at dinner, okay? Don't cry at dinner. No. Did your food taste bad? Why are you crying? Like, stop. So she actually says that the last time she was with him was 2 days before his wedding. I have choice words for her, you know, but I'm not going to say anything about that because, you know, like, some women were placed on this earth to be wives, and some women were placed on this earth to be hussies. You know, it is what it is. So let the heifer be. So yeah, at this point I'm like, this dinner is bad news bears. Please wrap it up, call it a night. Not here for it. Malaysia then excuses herself to use the bathroom, and we learned very quickly that the reason she excused herself to use the bathroom was not really to use the bathroom, but it was to go and get Brandy and bring her to dinner. Why she did this, I will never know. If you wanted to see Brandy, because y'all just talked about this last night, then you should have seen Brandy on your own time. Not invite Brandy all the way out to Palm Springs to ambush the group. You can't force, like, you really can't force relationships. You just can't do it. Tammy, Evelyn, and Shawnee actually get up and leave because Tammy is just not here for the foolishness. She's not about to deal with this, and I don't blame her. Shawnee's actually turned to Tammy and said, "Are we getting up and leaving?" And then that's exactly what they did. Evelyn didn't really have a reason to leave, but right now, Evelyn and Shawnee are her homegirls. That is who she rolls with, so she's not going to sit at this table. If they're leaving, she's leaving too. End of story. So Brandy and Malaysia actually follow them outside because she's like, "Tammy, what's the problem?" Like, she's trying to get to the bottom of shit. And I'm just like, this is why they don't mess with you. Like, this is why. Like, you're not going to do this. I was personally annoyed. Like, I can't stand it. Like, if I'm not talking to somebody and they try to, like, make me talk to them, I'm just like, girl, you better go ahead, because I be swinging. But, like, she's like, Tammy was having a cigarette, so her hands were not free to pop Brandy in the damn trachea. But I'm sure that if she was not smoking, that would have went totally different. Tammy needed to have a stress relief cigarette. That's why Tammy smokes at this point in her life, to relieve herself or alleviate herself from stress. So Brandy is trying to figure out what's wrong. Malaysia explains it to her a little bit, but nobody else is speaking to her. They all have their backs turned to her, and she's really trying to force this conversation, and nobody is responding. And I'm like, this is embarrassing. Like, she should just leave it alone, call it a day. And that's probably what she's going to end up having to do next week, because nobody wanted to say to her. Like, nobody. It was really hard to watch. But she knew better, and Malaysia knew better too. I don't know why. If they told you not even 24 hours ago that homegirl does not need to be around the group, they don't want to hang around with her, why are you inviting her out here and bringing her to Palm Springs? Because you just embarrassed her in front of everybody. That's your fault, Malaysia. So yeah, she was annoyed as hell, and the episode ended. So we will see what happens next week. But yeah, hopefully I'll be caught up on Monday. I love you all, and I will definitely see you in the next one.